What's up, guys? The Robot here with Unashamed Gaming, bringing you another thoughts from Skyrim game today, just like I said, right from the end of last video last week, or Saturday. Happy Martin Luther King Day. Today is Martin Luther King Day. If you don't know who Martin Luther King is, well, I would recommend you Google him or something. I don't know how anyone who went through the American education system past the point of like third grade could not know who Martin Luther King Jr. is. He is one of the most, I would say, important figures in human history, if not at least American history. But he was a civil rights activist in the 60s who advocated for equal rights, specifically for African Americans, but for all races, and you know, led a big movement for equal rights.
If you're talented.
Let me watch this real quick.
It is good to meet you in person.
What do you want with me?
I merely wish to talk to you.
Okay.
I've given us a chance to speak privately.
Hope you guys
but
can
I'm
hear the
afraid I
dialogue.
can't do this for long. We must be brief. The situation here at your college is of dire importance, and attempts to contact you, as we have previously, have failed. I believe it is due to the very source of our concern. This object, the Eye of Magnus, as your people have taken to calling it. The energy coming from it has prevented us from reaching you with the visions you have already seen. The longer it remains here, the more dangerous the situation becomes.
Okay.
And so I have come here personally to tell you it must be dealt with. I'm afraid it's not that simple. You must understand the Psijic Order does not typically intervene directly in events. My presence here will be seen as an affront to some within the Order. As soon as we have finished, I will be leaving your college.
Good.
I'm also aware that my arrival has aroused suspicion, especially in Onkano, your Thalmor associate. Nevertheless, my Order will not act directly. You must take it upon yourself to do so. As you may have learned, this object, the Eye, is immensely powerful.
So we found this eye in a
is not
cave,
ready
and
for
we're
it.
trying
If it
to
remains here, it will be misused.
uh,
Indeed, many in the
figure out
Order
what it
believe it
is.
has already. Rather, something will happen soon, something that cannot be avoided. We
Like a
believe
text
that your
string.
efforts should be directed
Talking.
towards dealing with the aftermath, but we cannot predict what that will be. I fear I have already overstepped the bounds of my Order, but I will offer this. Seek out the Augur of Dunlane here in your college. His perception may be more coherent than ours. I presume you refer to Onkano's distaste for the Psijic Order. The Thalmor see our Order as a threat because we have power, and we will not allow them to control us. I assure you that we mean you no harm.
oh, that makes me feel better.
He was once a student here at the college. Now he is something different. I am unsure.
That's
He is
just
somewhere
confusing.
within the college. Surely one of your colleagues must know his location. I am sorry I cannot provide you with further help, but this conversation requires a great deal of effort on my part. Now, I'm afraid I must leave you. We will continue to watch over you and guide you as best we can.
Thanks, bro.
It is within you to succeed. Never forget that.
So basically, Martin Luther King was an advocate for civil rights, and it's sad, but that is something that needed to be advocated for and still needs to be advocated for. Civil rights, although legally
I'm afraid I don't understand.
we have equal rights in this country, I think most would agree that racism is very much alive in America,
There's been a misunderstanding.
whether it be
I should not be here.
among,
Simply take my leave.
you know, black and white people or Hispanics or whatever it may be.
Until I find out
Um,
what you're up to.
You know, it's very much alive in America. So obviously a lot has changed since the 1960s. That's very obvious. But at the same time, obviously there are still
It's lies. All of it.
Okay.
I don't care what she told you. It's all lies.
still a lot of things.
Feralda, don't act like she didn't say anything.
think.
I know.
Still a
her.
lot of things we
I
need to
know what
fix.
she's been up to.
And to me personally,
It's not enough.
racism
you've stolen the
doesn't
spotlight
really
of this
make
eye
sense.
Thing.
Like,
now you're looking for the auger.
I just don't
I'm not
understand
sure that
how
you're playing
people
yet,
can
But you do well to remember your place around
hate
here.
somebody to that point just because they have a different skin color. It's I think it's more of a fear coping mechanism. You know, they maybe don't understand people of different races, or they
I think the college is due for a change in leadership.
she's annoying, or they don't understand why they do things differently than them, or whatever it is. But people are, I think, scared sometimes of other races. Therefore, they allow that fear to come out in hatred. That's one reason. Many people were just brought up to hate other races, which is, I should actually play it probably, which is not a good excuse. I understand you have no control over how you're brought up, but once you are an adult, you have control over how you think. No one can tell you how to think. And it just doesn't make sense to me why people
If you're working on an
can
experiment,
hate somebody because of the color of their skin.
just like anywhere else,
She is
it's all
annoying.
about
Go
you.
away.
Lucky for you, you know me.
That being said, I
I'm.
understand that people
Has Tolfdir been telling stories again?
do hate
I
other
thought I made
people
it quite clear that
for
this was a
stupid
subject
reasons. I'm not saying that's
inappropriate
okay.
for
I think that's
conversation.
still kind of scummy.
Please, don't allow
But
him to continue to discuss this.
regardless of how you feel about some other person, does not give you a right to treat them. What did he say? Does not give you the
Has
right
Tolfdir
to
been telling
treat
stories
them
again?
differently.
I thought I made it quite clear that this was a subject.
Even like here, let me say that again.
inappropriate
Even if you hate somebody, that does not give you a
Please,
right to
don't allow
treat
him to
them
continue
differently.
to discuss the subject.
It is. I need to talk to Tolfdir.
Until next
It
time.
is not a good excuse to treat somebody differently. You should never treat somebody differently. Everybody in this world, I think I've touched on this before. Everybody in this world. Look at all these potions. I could steal these, but I won't. Everyone in this world has the right to be treated fairly and equally. No, there is a objective point. Is that up here? And excuse you. And that goes beyond human rights for me. That goes to a religious standpoint. To me, God is He loves everybody the same. He sent His Son to die for all of our sins, and that is, amazing. And to me, if something's good enough for God, if someone is good enough for God, then they're good enough for me. And God loved everybody. He loves everybody. So, hello, Tolfdir, wake up.
It's always well now. There's a name I haven't heard in some
So why
time.
not love them
Goodness,
as well?
It's been years since I've spoken with him.
At least to the
Suppose
point
he's
of
still
treating
down
them
in
the
the
same
Mid-
as we want to be
I
treated.
haven't checked.
Listen to what
Are
he
you
has
going
to
to
say.
see him? Do tell him hello for me, won't you? Underneath the college. It's not the nicest place, so if you go down there, please do be careful.
Okay.
Until next time.
But all of this culminates back to the fact that today is Martin Luther King Day. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, I should say. A day we celebrate a man who took great strides in this country's advancement towards equal rights, who stood for what he believed to be the way God wanted his children to be treated. And I believe, he was right to stand up for what he did. everybody should be treated fairly, everybody should have equal rights. And this country is still, again, not where it should be. Both in, well, basically in civil rights. Civil rights, as far as race, again, on paper, we are equal. Although men and women are not equal, which is also not right. That's kind of a different thought process for a different day. But the question is, what can you do, I guess, to carry on how Martin Luther King Jr. acted, how he advocated? What can we do oh, there's bad guys in here. Hey, bud. What can we do to ensure that civil rights, equal rights, are not something of the past, and are not regressed but progressed? You know, that is a big question. You can stand up against injustices. We all see some sort of injustice every day, whether it's racism or sexism or, I can't think of the word, but fear of a religion. Islamophobia, for example, is big right now in our nation, our world, and that is not something that should be. No, I could not fall. That'd be great. Have I been here before? Huh. And that, I can kind of piggyback off that and say that just because somebody believes different than you, as a Christian, you are not entitled to treat them any differently than you treat a Christian. That is not what the Bible says, and should not be misconstrued in any way to advocate hate or mistreatment of others because of something they believe, or because of anything, really. Because if you truly are a Christian and you disagree with Islam, which I disagree with, you know, some of the principal teachings of Islam and some of the minor teachings of Islam, but that doesn't make me feel any differently about an Islamic person than I would, you know, trying to articulate my thoughts here. It doesn't make me feel any different about anybody. I want them to respect me and my religion, and I would expect that they would expect the same from me. For me to expect or respect their religion. Respecting someone is not the same as agreeing with them. I can respect their religion without agreeing with their religion. And that's something that gets lost a lot of the time, I think. People think that relic middle finger. Oh, Bethesda. Just because somebody... I can't do it. I'll say it again. Just because you disagree with somebody does not mean you can't respect them. So, those are kind of my thoughts for today. I have noticed quickly that my thoughts during Thoughts from Skyrim will probably be somewhat scattered at times because I am playing a game and trying to articulate my thoughts all at the same time, which for some of us is hard. There's a lot of dead people down here. Jeez, and it's so laggy or glitchy because of all the dead people. Where the heck am I going anyway? Those are my thoughts for today, guys. I want to know what you think. As always, I don't really feel like I should have to say that every time. You know that I want to know what you think. In all cases, I'm interested in what you guys think. So let me know in the comments.
Your perseverance will only lead to disappointment.
Oh, that's good.
Still, you persist. Very well. You may enter.
Oh, good. Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts, as always, guys. We'll see you next time. God bless.